Hey there, Johnny. Yeah, I'm talking to you. The guy who puts on a brave face during the day but fights quiet battles when the night falls. The one who's been wrestling with unseen demons no one else even knows about. You've been holding it together for way too long, and now your mind feels like the enemy itself. The truth is, in life, we face two fights, one with the world around us and one deep inside our own heads. And honestly, the one inside your mind is the deadliest of all. Because while external problems can hurt, it's your own thoughts that keep that pain burning. You might be sitting in a peaceful room with no threats or enemies nearby, yet still feel fear, regret, anger, or shame gnawing at you. Why? Because the real battlefield is inside your head. You've probably had days where everything on the outside looks fine, but your mind just won't stop attacking. One negative thought can start to spread like poison. You think, I'm not good enough, or I always mess everything up, or nobody really likes me. These thoughts begin small, but if you don't take charge, they grow and soon start to define who you believe you are. That's where Stoicism becomes a real weapon in your arsenal. Ancient thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca thrived during times of hardship, wars, slavery, exile, betrayal, and they figured out something most of us miss today. You can't control what happens to you, but you always have control over how you choose to respond. As Marcus Aurelius put it in his Meditations, you have power over your mind, not the outside events. Once you understand this, you find strength you didn't know you had. Let that sink in for a moment. You don't need to be rich or perfect. You don't need to control everything around you. What really matters is learning how to respond, not react to whatever life throws your way. You are not your negative thoughts. You're the one observing them. And if you're the observer, that means you get to decide how long they stay before you let them go. This isn't about feeling good for 5 minutes or just scrolling through mindless distractions. No, this is for the warrior inside you, tired of carrying the weight of your own mind. This is for anyone exhausted by that voice inside always whispering, "You're not enough." Over the next 7 chapters, I'll break down the most brutal mental traps that keep fueling your negative thinking, and I'll show you how Stoic philosophy equips you with the tools necessary to crush them. So don't just study this. If you crave peace, clarity, and inner strength, don't skip a single part because each section builds on the last. Before we start, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I am stronger than my negative thoughts. And if this resonates, hit that like button, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe if you're serious about growing a resilient mind. Now let's start tackling those negative thoughts, one Stoic truth at a time. First up, you are not your thoughts. Let's get the most important truth straight from the beginning. It might sound strange because we've all been brought up to believe that our thoughts are somehow a reflection of who we are. But pause for a second and honestly consider how many random, scary, weird, or painful thoughts drift through your mind daily. If every single one was truly you, then you'd constantly be changing identities, right? Stoicism offers a simple yet profound lesson. The mind has two parts: what happens and how you respond to it. Negative thoughts will always come. That's normal. But what truly matters is how you handle them. Epictetus once said, "It isn't events themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." That means even if you think, "I failed," or "I'm ugly," or "they left me," those thoughts only cause suffering if you believe them. Otherwise, they're just noise. Imagine you see a dark cloud in the sky. You wouldn't start screaming because it might rain, right? Instead, you look at it, prepare if necessary, and move on. That's how you should treat negative thoughts. Acknowledge them, detach from them, and let them go. The trap most fall into is acting like a thought equals who they are. Because they think, "I'm anxious," they assume they are anxious. Likewise, I had a negative thought about my relationship, then suddenly it's over. But thoughts are just suggestions, not facts or commands. Think of your mind like a radio station. Just because a song is playing doesn't mean you have to dance to it. You can switch stations. A helpful exercise from the Stoics: write down a troubling thought and treat it like a judge. Ask yourself, is this 100% true? What evidence do I have? What would Marcus Aurelius say about this? Will I care about it in 5 years? Usually, you'll realize that the thought had no real weight, it just felt heavy, like a storm cloud that passes. Another way to handle this is to label your thoughts differently. Instead of saying, I am a failure, think I'm having a thought that I failed. It creates space between you and that thought, giving you some breathing room and power. Remember, you are not your thoughts, you're the sky, and thoughts are just passing clouds. Next lesson, stop fighting reality. One of the biggest roots of negativity is resisting what's already happening. You don't suffer because something bad occurred. You suffer because your mind keeps telling you it shouldn't have happened. A breakup, a betrayal, a missed opportunity, these causes hurt, but the resistance to them causes the real pain. The Stoics understood that pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Epictetus said, do not seek events to happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and your life will go well. That doesn't mean you should celebrate pain or pretend everything's fine. Rather, don't waste time trying to change the past or control what's already real. If it happened, it's in the past. Accept it and decide what to do next. Imagine you're caught in the rain. You could scream at the sky or cry about getting wet, or you could accept it, put on a coat and keep walking. Most negative thoughts come from wishing the past was different. Why did they leave me? Why did I say that? If only I had acted differently. But these thoughts don't change a thing. They only keep the pain alive. The Stoics called this practice amor fata, loving your fate. It means accepting what is, even when it hurts, because you can't control what happens, but you can control how you respond. Say you fail a test or your business crashes. A negative mind might say, I'm worthless or I'll never succeed. A Stoic says, this is just a moment, not my whole life. What can I learn from it? Use a simple trick. When your mind starts whispering, this shouldn't have happened, stop and say, but it did. So now what? That one sentence reclaims your power. It shifts you from being a victim to being the author of your story. And here's a truth to cling to. Peace doesn't come from having a perfect life. Peace comes from accepting what's real and still choosing to move forward. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I accept reality and I grow from it. Now, on to the third truth. Don't trust that first feeling. Many people make the mistake of treating their initial emotion as the ultimate truth. But Stoicism teaches you a crucial skill: your first feeling isn't the final answer. Anger, fear, jealousy, sadness, all reactions that are often loud, messy, and irrational. If you always go with that first feeling, your life turns into a roller coaster. Think of emotions like waves. The first wave crashes hard, but it always passes. If you can wait, pause, and reflect instead of impulsively acting, you win. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced constant pressure, wrote this: keep an untroubled spirit. Look things in the face for what they are. Picture the ruler of the world reminding himself to stay calm and see beyond the immediate chaos. For example, imagine your friend ignores your message. Your first instinct might be, they don't care about me, but if you give yourself a little time, say an hour, you might find out they were busy, sick, or just forgot. Acting on that first surge of anger could ruin a good friendship. So practice this. When you feel a negative emotion, pause, name it, and delay the reaction. Say to yourself, I'm feeling anger, but that doesn't mean I need to act on it. I'm feeling fear, but that doesn't mean I'm in danger. I'm feeling jealous, but that doesn't make me less valuable. Emotions are signals, not directives. Another helpful technique: the view from above, where you mentally step back and see your problem from a distance, like you're looking at your life from space. Suddenly, that embarrassing moment or harsh word seems small and insignificant. This perspective is a powerful tool because it can reduce unnecessary pain. And remember, just saying to yourself, let me wait before I react, can save careers, marriages, and friendships, and most importantly, you. You're not weak for feeling emotions. You're wise when you don't let them control your actions. Drop this affirmation: I pause, I choose, I don't react blindly. Moving on. The stories we tell ourselves are often the real culprits behind our pain. It's not what happens that hurts us most, it's the story we create around it. You get rejected and your mind whispers, "They never liked me. I'll always be alone." You slip at work and your mind says, "I'm a failure. I'm not capable." This is the trap, confusing facts with interpretations. Marcus Aurelius understood this deeply. If you are pained by any external thing, it's not that thing that disturbs you, but your own estimate of it. That means most of the pain we feel stems from the meaning we assign to events, the false stories born from fear, insecurity, or old wounds. Say your boss gives a short reply. You assume they hate you. A friend doesn't invite you out. You think you're not valued. You don't get the outcome you wanted. You believe you'll always struggle. But what if none of that is true? One powerful exercise: separate the event from your story. Write down what really happened as the raw fact. My boss didn't reply for 2 days. Then write down the story your mind is telling. They hate me or they're avoiding me. Finally, challenge that story. Is it really true? Could there be another reason? Have I ever ignored messages for reasons unrelated to the other person? Often, just doing this makes you realize your thoughts aren't reality, they're just stories. The Stoic mindset is that bad things happen, but they don't define you. You decide what they mean. That's where your power lies. Use your mind to heal, not hurt. Think of your brain as a storyteller, but you're the editor. A wise editor doesn't let false stories go to print. Next, when your thoughts spiral, pause, investigate, and rewrite. Remember, you're not the pain, you are the author rewriting the page. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I control the story. I choose peace over panic. Number 5. Your environment shapes your inner dialogue. Let's get real. Your surroundings influence your thinking more than you might want to admit. Many negative mindsets aren't just naturally born, they are cultivated by toxic environments. The people you spend time with, the content you consume, the routines you repeat, these all feed your inner voice. If you're constantly in chaos, with noisy environments or people who complain and gossip, your mind reflects that chaos. Seneca warned, associate with those who can improve you. Welcome those you can improve yourself. This isn't just about friends, it's about mental hygiene. If your mind's like a garden, who are you letting plant seeds? Negative people who complain, gossip, toxic social media, scrolling through triggering posts that threaten your peace. Your mind mimics what it hears most. A cluttered home or a loud, chaotic space can amplify stress and block clarity. The Stoics lived simply because they knew order inside and outside creates inner peace. Here's a dose of reality. You can't kill negative thoughts if you keep feeding them every day. So start cleaning your environment. Ask yourself, who makes me feel drained? Who makes me feel calm? What content am I watching? Does it lift me or does it drag me down? Is my space helping me think clearly or is it adding to my stress? The Stoics prioritize structure, routines, neat surroundings, meaningful conversations. They understood that external discipline fosters internal serenity. Do a simple challenge. Spend 7 days without gossip, drama, or scrolling through negativity. Clean your space. Unfollow accounts that make you compare yourself negatively. Spend more time around people who want to grow. And guess what? You'll be amazed how much quieter your mind becomes, not because the thoughts disappear, but because you're no longer fueling the storm. Number 6. You're tired, not broken. Sometimes those negative thoughts aren't about you being flawed. They're about being exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. When you're drained, everything seems worse. You misread texts, overthink simple decisions, assume the worst. Your mind is just a storm because it's been overworked and underrested. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that external pain isn't what truly hurts, it's how you interpret it. And you hold the power to change that interpretation. But how can you revoke that pain if you're running on empty? Most people try to think their way out of a low state, but what they actually need is recovery. Sleep deprivation, poor nutrition, lack of exercise, constant noise, Endless social mediathys all drain you. If you don't carve out time to rest and reset, your negative thoughts will only grow louder. Stoicism isn't about turning into a robot. It's about managing your energy wisely. Even Epictetus noted that if your mind's overwhelmed and tired, you won't learn, grow, or think clearly. So give yourself a gift. Go to sleep early. Take a quick walk outside without your phone. Say no to draining commitments. Write down your worries and then step away from them. Remember, you're not broke, you are just overrun. Exhaustion isn't weakness, it's a signal. It's time to rest, recharge, and refuel. And often, negative thoughts fade away not because you smash them, but because you stop running on empty. Drop this in the comments. I am not broken, I am just resting. Number 7. Gratitude is a killer of negativity. This one might surprise you. Gratitude isn't just about positive vibes. It's a powerful weapon that destroys the roots of negative thinking, because it forces you to see what's real instead of dwelling on what's missing. When your mind's stuck in a cycle of negativity, it's like tunnel vision. Nothing's working, everyone's better than you, life's unfair. But the moment you say, actually, I do have things going right, that tunnel begins to crack open. Seneca said, it is not the man who has too little who is poor, but the one who craves more. Most negativity comes from feeling like you're missing something. Gratitude reminds you that you already have so much. This isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about shifting your perspective. Ask yourself in your lowest moments, what am I taking for granted right now? What do I have today that I once wished for? Who's still with me? Write down one simple line, just one thing you're grateful for. Even if your career feels stuck, recognize that you're healthy, safe, fed, and learning. If your relationship's shaky, think about your own strength and what you found within yourself. Gratitude isn't a fake smile or denial. It's facing life honestly and saying, yes, this hurts, but I still see what's good. The deeper truth: negative thoughts flourish in the soil of forgetfulness. When you forget your blessings, your wins, your survival stories, you fall for the lie that life is all pain. Make gratitude a daily ritual. Every morning or night, jot down 3 small things you're thankful for. It could be a breath, a meal, a memory, a person, even a little bit of wind. Soon, you'll notice that ache in your chest eases and that fog in your mind lifts. Gratitude anchors you, steadying you during storms. If you've listened this far, understand this: you're already on your way to killing negative thinking, because awareness is the first step, seeing your thoughts clearly. And that's what Stoicism gives you: practice, not perfection. You've learned that you are not your thoughts. You are the observer. You don't always have to argue. You can accept, respond, and grow. Your first emotion isn't always the truth. Pause, reflect, and choose. The stories you tell yourself, rewrite them. Your environment influences your mind. Clean it up. Feeling exhausted doesn't mean you're broken, just that you need rest. And your most powerful tool: gratitude, or shield against darkness. Marcus Aurelius faced loss and hardship few of us could imagine, and yet he wrote every day to strengthen his mind toward peace. You can do the same. Keep showing up silently, steadily. You don't have to be loud. You don't need everyone's approval. Just tend to your mind and your life will start to change. And if no one told you today, just remember, you're doing better than you think. Not because everything's perfect, but because you're aware. From that awareness flows everything: change, growth, peace. That's how you kill negative thinking. Not with force, but with clarity, silence, and the power of a stoic mind. If this helped, share it around, comment your favorite quote, and subscribe. We're building resilience together. And one final affirmation for you: my mind is my greatest weapon.